This right here is Casper, and about a month ago, Casper messaged me on Instagram and applied to be one of the beta testers for my 101 Accelerator Next Gen Ninjas. You know, I needed some people that were making money already on their store and just really needed help increasing profitability, increasing the revenue, of course, and some other different back-end features such as conversion rate optimization, average order value, all that good stuff. And he was in that perfect stage for me to help him, so I took him in for free and helped him scale to those results you see in the title and thumbnail. Now, before I get into showing you exactly how we all did it, because I actually recorded every single call that I did with him and I have all the documents of everything. We'll be going through all that stuff, so stay tuned for that. So once I accepted him as a beta tester for my program, I had him send me the data for the previous 7 days before we had the set date for starting me working with him and helping guide him. And he had over 10,000 euros in sales, I believe. Only 100 euros of that was actually profit. An entire week out of all those sales, that was the only profit that was there. So I knew I could help him. I knew I could make him more money, and especially more profit. And after only 2 weeks of guiding and coaching him, managing his ads and all of that stuff, we ended up at the final week with over 20,000 euros in sales, but almost 7,000 euros in profit. So think about the total sales amount he had that first week is then almost equivalent to the amount of profit after that second week of completion. So everything's not perfect. There was some bumps in the road we had to figure out, but that end result is what matters. We worked through it. I spent countless hours on the phone with him, running through his ads, his website, figuring out different things to help him, and then getting to that end result. But it's not over yet. I made him a promise this month will be his first six-figure month ever drop shipping, and so far he's on track to do it. So now for the first part of this video, I'm gonna run a few clips here from the first recordings of our calls and going over his store and ads and things of that nature. So let's get into it.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
I got you up late today, huh?
Yeah. It's strange, man, because I've been watching like videos from you like over 1 year already, and now it's like live and real, it's strange, man.
It all aligns eventually. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all people. It's just normal.
True, definitely true, but still really cool. So you want me to show the Shopify page or what?
Yeah, just sort of walk me through it right now. Like, give me like the product that's selling best, how long you've been running it.
Okay. So I started. I just came across this Facebook ad, so like 2 months ago, and then I thought like that product is and it was a English store, but so I'm from the Netherlands. And a lot of people use it like daily. So I thought it would be a cool idea to just make a Dutch store out of it.
So that's pretty much all I can show as far as that first call goes, just because I would have to blur literally almost every single thing if I continue to show that first call. But to give you a quick update before we keep moving along here is that one big thing that's pretty cool about Casper's store is that it is in only one language that is only spoken within 2 countries. So his store is only in Dutch. And it caters towards a specific pain point that the people in these countries may need this product for. So it's a very unique situation with a very unique store. And I was pretty excited about it, but obviously, everything else is in a different currency and different language. So it took some time getting used to it and knowing what different things meant. But another big part of this story before we keep going that is pretty annoying is that his Facebook ad account only tracks about 50 to 70% of the sales. So it makes it pretty difficult to really zone in and analyze all the ads to make sure we're turning off the right things, duplicating the right things, making these new ads and changes that are exactly what are causing the good results or the bad results. So there's a lot of variables. That was one of the big bumps in the road for this entire process, was really knowing what's working and what's not. And as far as profitability goes, on that first call, he was showing me his ads and they were just like barely breaking even. A couple of campaigns were sort of profitable. So just going through that first call, I already had a bunch of ideas in my head and I was ready to put them down, pen on paper, and get things moving along. So on that note, let's keep moving.
I just looked into the document and wrote down some questions and everything.
Yep. So I pretty much just went through the ads manager and went through some of the past, I was really looking at the last 7 days for what's working best, different things here. And I mean, you can tell me from what you know, since obviously it's your store, you've been running it for a lot longer than, me just looking at it and looking what's going on.
As far as like, these are some of the basic things that I saw that are working best as far as right now.
So since Casper is still actively scaling this store and working on it, I'm not able to reveal the entire calls without blurring anything because it would reveal his store and the ads and all that good stuff. Which I'm not going to do to him. What I've done is I edited this document a little bit so it doesn't reveal his product or store name or anything like that. And I'm going to be showing you exactly what I built for him. And this is some parts of it are pretty broad and can be applied to pretty much any store. These are some of my major tactics I use when I first go in. And then I get results from these strategies and then make even more customized plans based off of the results that I see. So this is the first thing that I showed to him, what I wanted him to set up immediately and implement to his store and his ads to really get things going to achieve these focuses you see right here. So the first thing I have right here is a simple retargeting strategy. So as you know, whenever you create a source audience on Facebook, like this right here, these three, full page view excluding purchases, 10-day window, you can set that day amount that you want the data to grab from. So for him, he's had sales constantly for, a couple of months. So 10 days is going to be a pretty decent amount of people, and it's going to be pretty active and profitable. Now, let's say you had a big spike of $20,000 in sales like 2 weeks ago. Now you're doing, a few $100s a day, whatever it is. Then, I would do a larger window catering back to all the sales you missed out on during that spike of traffic you had on your store. But for him, I just want to set up something simple, get some cash flow coming in, and something that's profitable and will continue to be profitable over time and is, like I said right here, pretty much completely automated once you set it up. So I had him create these three audiences, but instead of just using that original ad that he has, that existing post ID, I wanted him to use a custom ad. So the same video, but just a different ad copy that is structured more towards a discount, because obviously there's some kind of objection to why people went on his store and didn't buy, and they're a part of these three audiences listed right here. And most of the time, the biggest objection is going to be the price. And because of that, we offer them a simple discount code. I don't remember what we ended up doing for his discount, but nothing too much. And the profitability amount return we usually get on retargeting campaigns, it makes up for itself. So the discount doesn't really affect anything. It's just getting more sales, and it's retargeting and recovering sales. So super, super simple. And, I put right here ad set level budgets at 15 euros per day because that was the ad set level budgets that were working best for him previously. So one of the major questions I get is, Tanner, how much should my budget be every single day? $5 a day, $20 a day, $100 a day, all these different things. So for ad set level budgets, I think it really depends on a lot of variables for what's going to work best. For me, I like to put budgets that sort of run through the margin over a couple of days. So I think his margin is around 30 euros. So at 15 euros a day, it's going to take 2 days for Facebook to optimize and run through that budget to reach that max margin. So you don't want it to reach that far, obviously, because it won't be profitable. So there's a lot of variables involved. We'll have to get into that in a later video on my channel. But then location parameters. So that's one thing I always do for some of these audiences that are a bit smaller. Sometimes you'll set up your retargeting and it'll be, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and you set it up and you don't set any location parameters, and it just isn't spending the money, the allocated budgets that you set. So what you can do to fix that, remedy that situation, is set locations and then get it reapproved, and it will start to spend the entire budgets because it knows exactly where to zone in on. That's something that I've done before a lot, and it's helped every single time. So, use your biggest countries that you are targeting and that you get sales from. For him, it's Belgium and Netherlands, because those are the only two countries that can pretty much fully understand his store and what he's trying to get at, because it's all in Dutch. So yeah, and then I put a little note there. You can read that if you want to. And then we get into the next thing, which is just going to be updating the product page, increasing the average order value, some things like that. The first thing, I just want to note here, I put on here for him too, I don't like to really change things that are already working. And for Casper, he was already getting sales. It was just about increasing the profitability and raising that sales amount and the average order value and things like that. So he had a pretty solid structure, and it was really just for me to go in here, fix everything up over a specific amount of time, and really talk with him personally one-on-one and make sure that we make these things work. Now, all these things I'm showing you right now, this is the first draft of this plan and strategy I had for him. Some things have been tweaked since then, a lot of things actually, mostly to add some things on the website. So this first step here is something really, really big. I think a lot of people are just lazy, I guess, don't utilize this, but is using a GIF and or an embedded video in the product descriptions. So GIFs convert really, really well. You can upload them to Shopify as an image and it'll be normal, all good. If you use that link right here, actually, super easy to use. Upload some little video clip. You can set the specific time frames, all that stuff, and then it'll make a GIF, upload it to your store. Especially for product demonstrations, it works amazing. Instead of just having a picture or no picture, nothing at all, then you use this GIF to just give them a quick overview of what your product is doing and how it works. It tends to do very, very well. So you can read some of this stuff if you want. The exact strategy that I had him go through. Also, reviews are very, very important. If you don't have reviews on your store, you need to get that done. Then as far as the embedded video goes, basically I just like to use the ad post because it's meant to sell. And if people were in the descriptions and they watch it again, it's just gonna, push them even more to sell. Of course, you want to edit it a little bit to suit the specific needs of the description, but you get the point. And the next two steps are really just increasing the average order value and upsell and downsell. We tried a warranty, we tried selling another one, and we found something that works a little bit better. There's another product that he's using that he just found that works really well with that original product that he's selling. So we just had to figure that out over time. We tested the warranty and the other things. We tried post-purchase upsells. We tried different types of upsells as far as the stages of the funnel and where they were placed and the checkout and different things like that. And after time, we ended up finding something that works. So there's always going to be room for improvement. The next step is the social proof, which is just the sales pop, basically. There's a lot of different apps. This is just the one I recommended to him that will look best for his store, but you can use any of them. I like to have those up there just for social proof as a little reminder, subtle reminder in people's subconscious mind when they're scrolling through the store. Now, don't make this something that's going off all the time. You just want to have it going every once in a while to really instill that sense of urgency and, getting this good product. So now, customized ad strategy part 3. This is what I do for people that already have data and just really want to see what's working and what's not and start scaling up from there, because that's really all this is, the game of Facebook ads, trying different things, seeing what works, cutting off what's not working, figuring out why it didn't work, and then looking at what is working and why it's working, and then scaling it up with specific strategies. If you don't have a plan, if you don't know how you're going to scale something up and you're sort of running ads and getting sales and it's profitable today, but it wasn't yesterday, all these different things, it's not going to last. You need to have a structure, and that's what Next Gen Ninjas is really all about. Applications just opened today when this video releases, so there'll be a link in the description if you want to apply. I'm taking on 10 people a month only to work one-on-one with me in this accelerator and join the private group of high-income individuals. So this next step here, right here, I said create these custom audiences. So these are 10 different types of lookalikes that you can make. There's a lot more. A lot of people just look at the basic ones, but I'm going to run through each of these types of lookalikes if you don't know what they are already. First one, full website, super simple. Second one, product page view. Third one, product add to cart. And then product initiate checkout, and then product purchase. And then these are the ones that some people don't really understand. Customer lifetime value. So what you can do on your Shopify store, if you already have customers and stuff, you can go, I recommend having, at least 50 to 100 customers already on your store. You can download that CSV file, upload it to Facebook in the audience section, and show the value to Facebook. So let's say one customer had an order value of $120 and then the average is only like $60 or something like that. You'll have these high paying customers, and when you upload this file to Facebook, you'll be able to make lookalikes that are based off of your highest value customers instead of just all of your customers entirely. So it can be super strong, but obviously these things, some things don't work for everybody. But the reason why I chose 1% instead of 2, 3, 4, 5 is because 1% range of lookalike is going to be the closest to that original audience size. So most of the time it's going to be most profitable. Obviously that's not always the case, but it is for a majority. So lifetime value does really well. And customer export is similar, except you're just not using the lifetime value option on Facebook. There's a pretty big differentiation in the results, but setting it up, not too different. And then 75 and 95% video view lookalikes, 1%, which is just using the engagement section when creating your audiences, and then the same thing for the Facebook page engagement. Now, Facebook page engagement, I thought it would be a miss, like it wouldn't work, but it's worked for several people. So I'm glad about that. I haven't shared this stuff before, but this is like my first step to scaling a store and making something more profitable than it already is. And the other thing for him is, since he is targeting these 2 countries, I had to make these lookalikes. Instead of checking both countries on these lookalikes, I did it all completely separate, because it would help with the scaling process and really keeping that profit level to the highest. Because if I run both of them at the same time, I'm gonna have to break it down and look at what's going on, and then the budgets are gonna be spending differently and unevenly, instead of having the separated countries and then going from there. So the next step then was creating the actual campaigns. Once again, 15 euros a day, because that's what I saw was doing best. 1 campaign for Belgium, 1 for Netherlands, 10 ad sets per campaign, because that's how many audiences there are. And then only Facebook feed, because that was a placement that was doing best for him. Don't want to spend money that'll decrease the ROAS on these other placements. And then existing page post ID, he already had a really good video ad made that had almost 500,000 views. So definitely wanted to keep using that because it had the social proof, all the likes and all that good stuff. And it's just about keep using it until it stops working, and then move on to the next one, which is sort of in the stage he's at right now. Trying a different creative to sort of increase the profit a little bit more before he continues to scale further, and then publish. So I let those things run for several days, and then part 4. All right. So I'm not gonna go through this entire thing. I'll talk to you a little bit about it, but I'm not gonna show you all this stuff because it really goes into my entire strategy for scaling and helping him do this. But I'll give you the gist of what I do and give you the idea to help you get to that next step. So basically what I do is, after these 1% lookalikes are running, I let them run for several days. I don't cut things off after they spent $2 and didn't make a sale. You have to be patient with Facebook ads. You can't be scared to lose a little bit of money, because you need to spend money to see the results and then go from there. But most people, they see a bad result, they don't figure out why there's a bad result, and then they try the same thing over again, the exact same thing over, and they lose money again, and they just keep doing it over and over and over, and eventually they lost all their money. And it's just stupid. I would never understand why someone would do that. When you have the opportunity, the resources, this is business. You're not waiting for, a different employee or a boss to tell you what you're doing wrong. You have to do it yourself and figure it out. So what I did with Casper, and my own ads, all my students, is I look at which one of those 1% lookalikes are doing best. And usually there's a handful at least of these ad sets that continue to do well, especially for Casper, doing 2 separate countries. There was a lot of them. And we saw that I believe Belgium was doing a lot better than the Netherlands as far as profitability. And he hadn't really, dipped into Belgium before. But I take these 1% lookalikes, and since that is only 1%, what I'll do is have the student create the entire lookalike range from 1 to 10%. So then you're left with 10 ad sets with 10 different audiences. And then what I do is I create a CBO campaign, campaign budget optimization, at $100 a day, and have all 10 of those ad sets in there. And then I'll run that for a couple of days. And usually with CBOs, as far as what I've seen, doing these $100 a day budgets, or 100 euros for his case, is that they don't really perform well for the first couple of days, because what you have to think of, even for the lookalike campaigns, is that the ad sets have to spend quite a bit of money. Not quite a bit, but they need to spend 10, 15 euros a piece to actually get a sale. And then when you look at, all right, it's spent 10 euros per ad set, but no sales yet, or 1 sale or whatever, and then you're like, oh, I spent 100 euros and only 1 sale or no sales. But you have to look at the ad set level and see how they're performing, and wait for them to spend that amount that is your average cost per purchase, and where that purchase range is. So you can't be impatient with it. But with these CBOs, it's really just about creating that campaign budget optimization for that entire range. And I let them go for a couple of days. Usually they perform better after 2 days, and then I just let them coast for a little bit and see how they perform over the span of maybe a week. But I do this for every 1% section. And then I go into a different strategy of making the CBO campaigns more profitable than they are, or if they're not profitable, turning them around and making them profitable, and then scaling from there. And then there's several different steps that we went past that with Casper that are just catered towards his specific situation, because not everybody is going to get the same results from the exact same strategy. So everything has to be very, very specific, and most of that has been done on calls with him, discussing different ideas and what he sees working best. Because the main issue I guess I had working with Casper was really just analyzing the data on his ad account, because Facebook was only tracking 50 to 70% of the sales, which was super, super annoying at times for days that weren't as profitable, and you want to zone in and analyze analyze what's working and what's not. It made it very, very difficult, but it was a great learning experience overall. And I'm very excited for Casper and his future. So 3 quick things for you guys. 1, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'm going to respond to all of them over the next day. Please ask good questions. Don't waste my time and I won't waste yours. 2, I'm about to play a video that Casper sent me, which is a testimonial video that he made for me and that I wanted to put in this video for you guys. And 3, Next Gen Ninjas applications are now open for the next couple of days. So go to the link in the description or nextgenninjas.com/apply and you'll see all the information to see if you are a good fit to be one of the 10 people that I'm going to take on this next month. So we will be starting on Wednesday. So go ahead to that link if you want to see the further steps. But now let's get into this testimonial, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day and make some money. Peace.
What's going on, guys? My name is Casper, and for the past 3 weeks I've been mentored by Tanner Plains. I've been one of the 3 lucky persons to test it out with him. So basically I've been dropshipping for almost 1 year now, and since 3 months I've had a pretty successful store. I was doing, when Tanner gave me the offer to join the program, I was doing around 500 to 1,000 euros a day because I'm from the Netherlands. And so in the past 3 or 4 weeks, Tanner sort of mentored me and went through my website, my ads, like everything you need as a dropshipper, and he helped me scale my business with his new program. So basically what he does in the program is he looks at your website, at your ads, at everything, and then he makes a structured plan for you on how to scale your business. And I think many dropshippers who start off and aren't doing super big numbers yet have this problem where you are not sure what you should do, how you should scale, how you should optimize your website, how you should do your upsells, like everything. So Tanner gives you a really nice strategy on how you should do everything and gives you a step-by-step plan on what you should do to optimize everything. So we went through that in the last 2-3 weeks. We had some live calls, and he just sort of gave me homework every couple of days, which I should do with my ads and with my website. And right now we are 3 weeks into the program, and I'm doing between 2.5 and 4K every week. My cost per purchase went down. I installed a lot of upsells. My website conversion went up. So basically everything is really positive, and the experience was really good in testing the program. So I really recommend you getting the program, especially if you are starting out or haven't done huge numbers while dropshipping and you are new to everything. It's really it's really nice to have someone giving you a strategy, like a guide that takes you through everything and tells you what you should optimize and what you should change. So yeah, it's definitely a recommendation.